I never thought a simple dinner with my girlfriend's family would change how I see our relationship forever. It was supposed to be a normal Sunday night, one of those family dinners where everyone gathers around the table, passes food, shares stories, and laughs at old jokes. I had even brought a bottle of wine to make a good impression, thinking maybe this time, her dad would actually talk to me more than a grunt and a nod. But I didn't expect what happened next. I didn't expect her to say what she did. And I definitely didn't expect to feel like a stranger sitting right beside the woman I thought I knew. Her name's Erica. We've been together for almost 2 years. I've always admired how confident she is. She lights up any room she walks into. But sometimes, that confidence leans a little too far into pride. I work in IT, fixing computers, troubleshooting network issues, recovering data, nothing flashy, but it pays the bills and honestly, I love what I do. It's honest work. I've always been proud of how I built my own little tech repair business from the ground up. But to Erica? Apparently it was something to laugh at. Dinner started off fine. Her mom made roast chicken, her younger brother kept trying to show me memes on his phone, and her dad was unusually talkative, probably thanks to the wine. Things were going well. I even thought to myself, maybe this is the night I finally feel like part of the family. Then her cousin asked me what I do for a living. Before I could answer, Erica cut in, waving her fork in the air like she was doing stand-up comedy. "Oh, him?" she said with a little smirk. "He just fixes computers all day. You know, like when your mouse stops working? That's his whole thing." The table laughed. But I didn't. I sat there, smiling awkwardly, while her uncle made a joke about calling me next time he needed help setting up his Wi-Fi. Everyone laughed again. Except me. I felt something tighten in my chest. I looked at Erica, expecting her to realize she'd crossed the line, but she just kept eating like nothing happened. I didn't say anything in the moment, but inside, I was already replaying her words over and over. "He just fixes computers." It wasn't what she said, it was how she said it. Like I was beneath her. Like what I did didn't matter. I couldn't stop thinking about all the late nights I spent helping her when her laptop crashed before a deadline, or how I fixed her mom's phone for free last month. None of that seemed to matter anymore. And what stung the most? She said it in front of people who already didn't take me seriously. She made sure of that. But that was just the beginning. Because what happened after dinner changed everything. After dinner, I helped clear the table like I always do. Her mom smiled at me, but it felt forced this time, like she didn't know what to say after what Erica had blurted out. The laughter from earlier was still ringing in my ears, but now it felt cold, distant. I followed Erica into the kitchen, carrying plates, hoping to find a quiet moment to talk. But she was already scrolling through her phone, leaning against the counter like nothing unusual had happened. I stood there for a second, unsure. Then I asked quietly, "Why did you say that at the table?" She didn't even look up. "What do you mean?" "That comment. About me just fixing computers. You made it sound like my job's a joke." Erica finally looked at me, but her face didn't show any guilt. "It was just a joke. Relax. My family likes humor. You're being too sensitive." I wanted to believe her. Maybe I was overthinking. But the way she brushed it off, like my feelings didn't even register, hit harder than her words at the table. I didn't push back, though. Not there. Not in her parents' kitchen. I just nodded, trying to swallow the lump in my throat. On the drive home, she was quiet. Just scrolled through her phone like she usually does. I kept glancing at her, waiting for her to say something. An apology. A sorry you felt that way. Anything. But she didn't. And maybe that's when I realized something had shifted between us. Later that night, while she was in the shower, I sat on the edge of the bed, thinking about the last couple of months. There were little things I had ignored. The way she sometimes talked about people who worked blue-collar jobs like they were beneath her. Or how she once said she couldn't picture herself settling down with someone who didn't aim higher. I thought she was just being ambitious, nothing wrong with that. But maybe I missed the signs. We'd met through mutual friends. I was fixing a sound issue on a projector at a small house party, and she came over to thank me because her slideshow wouldn't have worked without it. She was charming, sweet even. We talked all night. I remember thinking, finally, someone who sees me. But now, I wondered if she only saw the surface, the version of me that's useful when tech breaks down. It also made me question how she talked about me to her friends. Was I the guy she was proud to introduce, or just someone filling space until someone better came along? The next day, I went to work like normal. My first client was an older man whose daughter accidentally wiped her hard drive. He almost cried when I recovered her photos. He gave me a firm handshake and called me a lifesaver. In that moment, I felt something I hadn't felt the night before: respect. But just as I was packing up my tools, I saw a notification pop up on my phone. It was a message from one of Erica's friends. And what she said made my stomach drop. The message from Erica's friend was short, but it hit like a punch in the gut. "Hey, I didn't know you were cool with Erica telling people you're just a computer repair guy as a joke. Thought you were more serious than that." I stared at the screen, reading it over and over. My chest tightened. It wasn't just a one-time joke at dinner. She had talked about me before, like that, to her friends. And they thought it was normal. That was the part that bothered me the most. Somewhere along the way, she had turned me into a punchline. I didn't reply. I didn't know what to say. I just sat there in my car for a long time, engine off, holding my phone like it weighed 100 pounds. All those late nights helping her edit resumes, talking her through stressful work days, supporting her when she had imposter syndrome, none of it seemed to matter now. I wasn't a partner in her eyes. I was a side character in a story she told to look better in front of others. That night, I tried to bring it up gently. I didn't want to fight, I just wanted answers. We were sitting on the couch, some random movie playing in the background, and I said, "Your friend messaged me today." She said, "You've joked about my job before?" Erica didn't even flinch. She shrugged. "Yeah? So? I don't understand why you'd say that kind of stuff about me," I said, keeping my voice low. "Do you not take what I do seriously?" She sighed like she was exhausted. "It's not that deep, okay? My friends joke about everything. We laugh at each other all the time. Don't be so dramatic." There it was again, that tone. Like I was overreacting. Like my feelings didn't count. I didn't argue. I didn't know how to. But that night, when she fell asleep, I stayed awake staring at the ceiling. The silence in the room was louder than any fight could have been. Days passed. I kept doing my job, visiting clients, fixing systems, recovering lost data. It's not glamorous, but people rely on me. And every thank you, every smile I got from someone who thought all hope was lost, reminded me that I mattered. That what I did had value. Meanwhile, things with Erica felt different. Colder. She stopped asking about my day. We ate dinner in silence. And when I tried to plan something for the weekend, she told me she was busy with real work. I started wondering what kind of future we even had. Did she ever really see me? Or was I just convenient? Then, 2 nights later, I overheard her on the phone. She didn't know I was home yet. I was standing by the bedroom door when I heard her say, "He's sweet, but honestly, I don't see this going anywhere long term. I need someone with drive, someone who's going places." My heart sank. She wasn't talking to me anymore. She was talking about me. I stood there frozen, just outside the bedroom door, my hands trembling. I don't even think I was breathing. Her words echoed in my head. I need someone with drive. Like I was standing still in life. Like I wasn't already doing everything I could to build something real. I felt invisible. Small. And the worst part? She didn't even know I was there, hearing every word she truly meant. I backed away quietly, heart pounding in my chest. I didn't confront her that night. I couldn't. I just lay in bed beside her, staring at the ceiling while she scrolled on her phone, laughing softly at something on her feed. She didn't know what she had just done to me. Or maybe she did. I didn't even know anymore. The next few days, I went through the motions, fixing laptops, recovering data, upgrading hardware for small businesses. But something had changed in me. I wasn't just doing my job anymore. I was thinking about everything. Our relationship. My self-worth. What it meant to be seen as enough. Clients kept thanking me for saving their systems. One woman hugged me after I helped her retrieve photos of her late husband. That moment stuck with me. It felt more genuine than anything I had felt with Erica in weeks. At home, she barely noticed I was pulling away. She was always busy, dinner with coworkers, Zoom meetings, events. She looked polished, confident, driven. Meanwhile, I was slowly shrinking in her shadow, questioning every word I said around her, every little thing I did. I felt like I had to prove myself every single day. Then one evening, her laptop crashed, completely dead. She panicked. Said she needed her work presentation that was due in the morning. She rushed to me, voice tense but demanding. Please, just fix it. I don't have time to deal with this. I sat down, opened the device, and started working. My fingers moved automatically. I knew what I was doing. But the silence between us felt heavier than ever. She paced behind me, muttering under her breath about how her boss would kill her. Not once did she thank me. Not once did she ask how I was. I looked at her, just standing there, panicking. And for the first time, I didn't feel proud to be the one she ran to. I felt used. Like a tool. Like her personal tech support guy. Not her partner. Not someone she respected. The laptop turned on. The files were safe. She gasped in relief, smiled wide, and said, Wow, thank God. See? You're good for this stuff. That word, this, stung. I nodded, closed the laptop, and stood up. She didn't notice the look in my eyes. Or maybe she did and chose to ignore it. I walked away and sat in the living room, staring at nothing. A few minutes later, a message pinged on her phone. It was from someone named Alex. The preview said, Dinner was great. Hope he doesn't suspect anything. And just like that, everything cracked wide open. I stared at her phone like it had burned a hole through the coffee table. My chest tightened, my jaw locked, and a strange mix of anger and disbelief ran through me all at once. Dinner was great. Hope he doesn't suspect anything. Those words didn't just sting, they shattered something. I wasn't just mocked. I wasn't just looked down on. I was being lied to. Betrayed. And the worst part? She had no idea I saw it. She walked into the room a minute later, humming softly, completely unaware. She picked up her phone, glanced at the screen, then set it back down like nothing happened. Like Alex was just another contact. Just a name. I didn't say anything. Not yet. Something in me told me to wait. To think. To watch. For once, I wanted answers before I spoke. That night I barely slept. While she snored softly beside me, I kept playing back every moment from the past few months. The late replies to my texts. The unexplained nights out. The quick switches from affectionate to cold. It was all there, I just hadn't let myself see it. I'd convinced myself I was overthinking. That I was being sensitive. The next day, I checked her laptop while she was in the shower. Not to invade her privacy, but to protect what little remained of my trust. And what I found confirmed everything. A folder labeled Work Dinners on her desktop had dozens of photos, not of food, not of meetings, but of her smiling with Alex. At rooftop restaurants. Wine glasses clinking. Leaning in close like there were no secrets between them. In one photo, he had his arm around her. She wasn't pulling away. I closed the laptop slowly, heart pounding. She had built a whole world outside of me. One where I was the joke, the fallback, the guy who just fixes computers. While she dressed up and played a different role with someone else. Someone she chose to be proud of. But then something even stranger happened later that afternoon. I got a call from a client, someone I'd helped months ago, a small business owner with a failing POS system. He told me someone had recently reached out using my name, offering premium tech services and undercutting my rates. I froze. He forwarded me the email. It was from a new address, but the tone, the wording, even the way my job was described, it sounded familiar. Too familiar. As if someone close to me had copied my pitch word for word. And then I saw the signature at the bottom. Alex. My blood ran cold. Who was this guy? Suddenly, it wasn't just about Erica mocking my job, or even cheating. It was bigger. More calculated. I wasn't just being betrayed emotionally. I was being used. My skills, my work, my reputation, all of it was being repackaged and sold behind my back. And it was clear now, Erica wasn't just mocking me to her friends. She was helping someone replace me. I didn't confront her right away. Not because I was afraid, but because I needed to be sure. I spent the next 2 days quietly collecting every piece of evidence I could. The emails from Alex, the copied client list, even bank records I found on our shared iPad showing she had received money transfers labeled consulting fees from his company. My company. He was charging for jobs I did and splitting it with her. The betrayal ran deeper than I ever imagined. It wasn't just emotional, it was business, too. They had built something on my back, in my name, and thought I would never find out. So I planned a dinner. Just like that family night she humiliated me. I told her I wanted to celebrate a new deal I'd landed. She seemed excited, too excited. Probably thought I was finally becoming someone she could brag about again. I reserved a quiet spot at her favorite restaurant, booked a private table, and invited a few of my longtime clients, people who trusted me, people who knew my work. And then I sent one last invite. To Alex. He showed up, cocky and overconfident, like someone who thought he had the upper hand. Erica froze the moment she saw him walk in. She looked at me, eyes wide, her smile faltering. "Why is he here?" she asked, whispering through gritted teeth. I smiled. "You'll see." Dinner began like any other, small talk, drinks, laughter. But then I stood up, pulled out a folder, and calmly laid out every document I had gathered. The fake emails. The payment trail. Even the copied pitch deck he used word for word from my business plan. The table went silent. Alex turned pale. Erica looked like she couldn't breathe. One of my clients, an older man who'd referred me to half the room, spoke up. "So this is the guy who tried to steal your brand?" I nodded. "And this is the woman who handed it to him?" Erica started stammering. Denying. Blaming stress. Saying it was a misunderstanding. But the truth was right in front of everyone now. And no amount of excuses could undo it. Alex tried to leave, but not before one of my clients warned him. "You mess with the wrong people, it catches up to you." I walked out that night with my head high. Not because I humiliated them, but because I finally chose myself. I stood up for my work, my name, and the respect I deserved. I wasn't just the guy who fixes computers. I was someone who built something from scratch, and defended it. But just when I thought it was over, I got a call the next morning. It was from Erica's boss. Apparently, she'd used his company laptop for some of those consulting jobs. He asked if we could meet, because some files she shared weren't just mine, they included sensitive client data from his firm too. And that's when I realized this story wasn't just about betrayal anymore. It was about something far more serious. I agreed to meet with Erica's boss that same afternoon. He looked serious, not angry, just deeply disappointed. We sat in a small corner office where he handed me a printed report and said, "I know you didn't have anything to do with this. But I need to understand how your work ended up inside our confidential files." I explained everything. From the fake client work to the emails I found, and how Erica and Alex had been using my name and services for their own gain. He nodded quietly, flipping through the pages. "She's been under review for a while," he said finally. "There were signs something was off. This confirms it." I didn't ask what would happen to her. I didn't need to. I had nothing left to prove. The truth had come out, not just about the betrayal in our relationship, but about who she really was underneath the surface. The polished smiles. The sweet voice. All a mask for someone who didn't respect others' efforts, who mocked instead of appreciated, and who took what wasn't hers. As for Alex, I never heard from him again. Word spread quickly in our small tech community. Clients dropped him. Some even came to me personally to say they'd been approached by him but didn't trust the way he presented things. One even joked, "You're not just a guy who fixes computers. You're the guy who saved mine." I quietly rebranded my business with a new name and launched a website that highlighted what I actually do: build secure, efficient systems for businesses that rely on trust and real relationships. And it worked. Within weeks, I had new clients, new referrals, and best of all, peace of mind. Erica moved out 2 days after everything blew up. She didn't leave a note. She didn't say sorry. Just took her things and vanished. I won't lie, it hurt. No matter how wrong someone treats you, there's still pain in letting go of what you thought was real. But that pain slowly turned into clarity. Sometimes, the people who laugh at you the loudest are the ones who are most afraid of being found out. Sometimes, being mocked or underestimated is exactly what pushes you to rise above. Now, when someone asks what I do, I don't hesitate or look down. I run a cybersecurity and systems support business. I help people solve problems they don't even know they have. That's the truth. That's what I built. And no amount of jokes at a dinner table can take that away from me. So if you're ever in a room where someone laughs at your job or belittles what you do, remember, what you build with integrity will always outlast someone who relies on shortcuts and lies. And sometimes, the best revenge is just living the life they never saw coming.